Good afternoon. Let me just check the laptop. Well, refresh the page and see if it will come up. Welcome. My name's Cary. I'm one half of Two Big Girls Crafting. We're independent Stampin' Up demonstrators here in the United Kingdom. And I'm going to share some more things to do with the gorgeous new in colours that we've got coming. If you can see or hear me, if you could put a thumbs up, I'd be very grateful. That's good. Right, sorry about that. Someone just being very cheeky in the background. Okay, so we don't want to look at me. But I just want to remind you that we are hosting our first In Colour Club. More details will be coming out tomorrow. Hi, Pamela. Whereabouts are you from, my lovely? Oh, sorry, I've got the dreaded slow connection come up again. Do apologise if the internet goes quirky. What was I saying? Yes, the In Colour Club. We've got the In Colour Club going, but we also have an amazing joining offer starting on, what are we today? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Oh, you're from Ontario in Canada. Oh, wow. What's the weather like? It's beautiful and sunshiny and spring-like here. It's been really nice. We've had some rotten days, but today is absolutely gorgeous. I think we were in about 15 degrees. I don't know what that is in the other kind. I don't even know what kind I'm talking about. But yes. Oh, sorry, just got a little bit squeaky there. The special joining offer that starts on May 1st from Stampin' Up is amazing. 58 degrees in Fahrenheit, I've just been informed. So I don't know if that's warm where you are or not. It's warm where I am. In Colour Club and joining offer. Keep your eyes sunny and bright, a bit cool. Nice. Keep your eyes out for information regarding the joining offer tomorrow, along with the In Colour again. That's all I'm going to say. Let's crack on and do something fun, shall we? Okay, so let me turn the camera around. Oh, you don't want to see my fan. Oh, my stand doesn't want to stand upright either. Oh dear, I've got issues today, but nothing unusual. Okay, so what am I using? Well, I'm going to use these gorgeous colours, of course, because they're just too nice not to. So we've got Shy Shamrock, Summer Splash, Peach Pie, Pretty in Pink, and Petunia Pop. I have also got some pieces of basic white cardstock and Stampin' Up masking paper. Now, masking paper is a fab little tool. It has so many things that you can do with it. It's amazing. And one of the things is what we're going to do with it today. The other things that I'm going to be using is I've got new packets, thanks to Jill, because I couldn't find mine. So Jill has kindly given me mine. Let's open these up, see if we can get into them. All the rustle and rustle going on there. Sorry about that. Let's get rid of that. I like to have new brushes for new ink pads, so I am going to have those out. So I love how they're so soft. Oh, they're lush. Okay, let's crack on. What do we got? Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to talk about masking paper. Now, there are lots of brands out there. You can use low-tack tape, you can use washi tape, all sorts of things, but I'm quite partial to masking paper for this technique because it is thin. It's very, very thin, so you're not going to end up with too harsher lines. So what do I need? Well, I'm going to keep it really simple for these, and I'm just going to bring in my trusty guillotine. So I'm just looking to see which side has got the paper release on it. It's got a line down the centre, so the release. Hi, Lynn! There is going to be cut that off a fraction there, but I'm not going to waste it. I'm going to put it to one side, but I'm going to take my strips. No, I didn't make it long enough. I'll do another one. There's another strip. What I want are strips, but I want different widths. So that's 3.5. Let's go for 2. And I want them to be long and thin. So, and maybe 2 more. So how wide have I got on there? So I've got 7. Let's trim that a little bit off. And I'm going to go 6. So I get a nice 1 centimetre one and 5. Because I want another centimetre. Now these packs come with 12 sheets in them. And the size is 5 by 7 or 12.7 by 17.8 centimetres. Hair looks lovely and colours are pretty. Thank you, Mumsy. Okay, so we're going to put these pieces to one side. We're not going to waste them. We'll use them another time. But I have now got my panels there. So all I'm going to do is grab one of my pre-cuts. These are, just double check how big I've made them. Yep, 10.5, which is 1/4 of a piece of A4 paper. So in the, I don't know, in Canada you use American letter size, don't you? Oh, now this, there, I've got a corner off. Once you take your corner off, you're halfway through the battle. So on this one, the shiny side is not the side you're going to use. You're going to go for the dull side, has the sticky on it. So I'm just lining this up. I'm using my mat as always. I'm actually going to go slightly over that edge there. And let's lay that down. Trying to get it equal. Does peel off, thankfully. Oh, my hands are going all squiffy today. There we go. So lift that end up and release that so that that can go down there. So we've got one panel of our tape on, and then we're going to use a narrow piece. You can do this in any order you like. You can do it in any shape. You can go diagonal, you can go high K, horizontal, whatever you like. I'm just going for simplicity. And I'm going to work at an odd angle because I'm a bit like that. Would help if I stuck the right side down. There we go. Now, masking tape paper does remove itself, but I do have a top tip if it gets a bit soaked in colour or whatever, to help remove it without pulling and tearing, and that is to get out your hairdryer or your heat tool. Obviously a heat tool is much hotter than a hairdryer, and if you're a crafter you know this. Do not put a heat tool anywhere near your hair, but you can use a hairdryer as well. Oh, you got your raffle prizes, that's fab. I'm pleased about that. Okay, so we're just going to pop that down there. All we're doing is making a completely random pattern. There is no rhyme or reason to this. I am just sticking it down as I please to create a pleasing pattern for me. Now this is the size of the front of the card that I'm going to be creating it for. So, next question. Ooh, what colours should we use? The choices are choices. I think I'm going to go for the first three I picked up. I'm going to start off with peach pie. Now these are nice and juicy ink pads. Oh, one thing I do need is a piece of my trusty kitchen roll. Always have that to hand. wiping. So I'm just going to very gently swirl round and pick up the colour on my brush. Look, my nice new brush. Okay, so I'm going to tap it off on the glass mat, and I'm just going to blend. Look at the colours, so pretty. I can pick the ink up back up. So if you don't have a glass mat, what you can do if you want to be stingy and use all the ink that you tap off, and I always recommend tapping off before you apply the ink, is use a piece of acetate or a cello bag or a silicone sheet, something like that. Really handy. Okay, so we've come about a third of the way down. So I'm just going to grab my kitchen roll, rub that off of there. Now, if you're like me and you get messy, there is another tip for using. We're going to go for the Prussian pink next. Is to have to hand a post-it note. And you can then put the post-it note, sticky side, onto your fingers, so you can hold that without getting colour anywhere. So, again, we're using Pretty in Pink this time. We're going to swirl it around on the ink pad. Pick up our colour, nearly turn that the wrong way around. And we're just going to blend this across there. Now, I made a mistake then. I didn't tap off, which is very silly. I should have done, particularly if I'm trying to get it to look good. Now, this is just my first layer of colour, so I'm not going to be too pedantic and too worrying about it. But all I want to do is create bands of colour. Okay, let's bring in our next colour. Our final colour is going to be Petunia Pop. I think these colours work beautifully together. Oh, look, I've got 4 dots still. 1, 2, 3. Let's get that pink off of there. Turn that round. Fluff can go away. Hold on with my tape, and there we are. Look at that. Don't they look good? Oh, I do like those. Okay, a bit more of this. Tap, tap. I'm going to go for a darker edge there. I don't want it to be too precise. I like when things aren't exact, because I think that helps me be... I can't get it wrong if it's not exact, if I don't look for exact. So my pink needs a bit of reviving in the middle there, I think. What do you think of it so far? Do the colours show up as nicely on the screen as they do in real life, I wonder? Am I still going live is the other question I have. Because my laptop is frozen. So I don't know if it's going live or not. Let's just have a refresh. And I'll keep blending here. I'm going to blend the pink into the orange. Let's see. I do hope it's... Oh, yeah, we're still going live. That's good. So, a bit more pink. You can see in here. Thank you, Lynn. Much appreciate. Now, what you have to remember is that you're not going to see all of the pieces that are covered are going to be white. So it's only the stripes in between the white panels that you're going to see. So we need to make them quite impactful, don't we? Let's make it worth their while, so to speak. So blend on in. Oh, I think it looks rather pretty the way it is. What do you think? I think it looks good. Let's grab the tissue, wipe that around. Now, I'm going to grab my trusty spritzer with water in it, and I'm going to unscrew the bottle and just tap water across there. Don't want huge amounts, just want it to go where the gaps are really, but looks like I'm getting it everywhere apart from there. So we're going to give it one quick mist. Oh, I can see a little puddle going on down here, so let's clear that up. One quick mist. Maybe two. Okay, let's dab up the water from around. We don't want it everywhere. There we go. So can you see where I've splattered some water on there? It's given it a little bit of texture. Now, I'm now going to grab my heat tool, and I do apologise, but the noise will drown me out a bit. I'm just going to give it a very quick blast because I want to put some embossing onto this now. Okay, that's dried that off a little bit. It does look rather lovely, doesn't it? I'm sitting here thinking, oh, I like those stripes. I wonder if I can do something with those. I think I'm going to have a try at doing something with those as well. See if I can make this a two for one. So now I'm going to take my embossing buddy and just gently tap all over. Oh, the powder's flying out in lumps. Oh dear. Obviously got a bit caught up in itself. Let's get rid of that. And then, now this is the decision part. I think I would like to use that. But would you prefer to use this one? So shall we use this, the Spotlight on Nature, or the Lovely and Sweet? This is actually an almond plant, and this is just a flower. What do you reckon? What's everybody's opinion? First one that comments is the one I'll use. Bearing in mind it's going on this colour scheme, what do you think? Let's get the stamps out so you can actually see the stamps. So that's the Spotlight on Nature one. Oh, almond. Mummy said almond, so we're going with almonds. Sorry, Lynn, you weren't quite quick enough. I do as I'm told when it's my mum. And by the way, Rita Parkinson is my mum. So I'm just going to plop that on there. I'm not being too precise about it because this is going to be random and you're not going to see the whole image. I'm just going to ink her up. I'm using Versamark, which is what I call a sticky ink. And it's very good for heat embossing. So let's take these leaves and go across there. 1, 2, 3. Can you see it? Look at that, that's so pretty. Just ink her up again. My Versamark is nice and juicy, so 1, 2, 3. Give it time to absorb in. And we'll just do some more bits around the sides. 1, 2, 3. And a bit along the top edge. 1, 2, 3. I'm not worrying about which way round it is completely random. Lynn won't like that, but she struggles with random, does Lynn? Okay, so I do believe we have a sufficiency on there. Well, maybe not up here, maybe up there. I like it when you can see the ink, the Versamark ink, because you can't always. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there it all is. Let's give this a wipe again. And this time we're going to bring in some scrap, and we're going to use white embossing powder, which I had here a moment ago. Oh, there it is. And all I'm going to do is pour my white embossing powder all over the whole sheet with the masking paper on as well. And then we're going to give it a thwack. Check. I've got nothing where it shouldn't be. That looks good to me. So just move that out of the way for a moment while I pour the powder back in. Yes, I did use the whole powder pot on one little bit of card. But I'm a bit crazy like that. Here we go. So now you are, I'm afraid, going to have to listen to the heat gun for a moment. I do apologise. I wish I could make it go quiet, but I can't. So top tip when using a heat gun is to heat it up before you start the embossing process, because you want to work as quickly as you can, and to do that you need the heat gun to be warm, not warm but hot. As always, keep your hands out the way. Do not touch anything with your hands. I'm going to use my pokey tool. Have that to hand, but I am going to hold it up in the air so you can see the embossing powder go. You see it change there? White powder works very quickly. So we'll just, sorry, I'm a bit shaky. I hope you can see this. And now I'm using my pokey tool to hold my panel down as it goes across. Okay, let's just check. I always like to make sure before I turn the heat gun off. Hi, Cindy. Oh, thank you. What's the weather like in North Dakota? It's very pleasant here. So can you see all those on there? Okay, now. I'm going to grab, where did I put it? Another piece of white card, when I can remember where I put it. There it is. Because I'm going to see if I can pull these off. Oh, look at this. Look at that reveal. Okay, that's a bit warm. That's not warm enough to come off, so we'll just keep that there. All I'm doing is warming the ink. Not the ink, the glue, so that it peels up nicely. And once you start to feel the resistance, oh, thank you for sharing, Cindy, that's very kind of you. Once you feel the resistance, get your gun again, warm it up from the underside and peel away. I'm doing this carefully because I'm hoping we can reuse the masking paper on another card front. Right, let's warm that up again. Just a little bit. Just that little bit of warmth makes that come off. Now I'm going to put that straight onto there. Let's put that down on that piece of card there. And I'm going to repeat this process That one's coming off really nicely. That's getting a bit stuck there. So let's get in the heat gun again. Like I said earlier, for this removing of the masking paper, you can use a standard hairdryer. I'm just going to pop that down there. So we now have, that's not even straight. I'm not worrying about that for the moment. I just wanted to get it down. I am worried about getting an ink all over it. So I will move that. And then we're going to move on to this one. That's feeling a bit sticky, so let's get the heat out again. And wow. Yes, it's very satisfying, this peeling them off, I have to say. I do enjoy that bit. And the last one. Oh, no, that needs a bit of warmth. Here we go. Oh, no, too quick there, too anxious. Go back in. And I'm going to start it off from the other end because I don't want to rip the paper. There we have it. Okay, so that is what we have left. I think that's rather lush. Can't decide which way round I like it, but I like it. Okay, now I'm going to put that to one side and I'm going to bring this piece back in. So how are we going to stick this down? Well, we're going to use a little bit of, do you reckon dry adhesive would be better for this? Yes, I think it would. Okay, so I'm going to put down, I'm going to bring out my tear and tape, trusty tear and tape, and run a bead of tear and tape across there. Like that. This is me just experimenting on the fly, so it may work, it may not. We don't know till we try. So let's pull that off. Let's take this bit. It's all curling up on me. Okay, so let's just pop that down there. Okay. I see that's really stuck on there. I'm going to leave those on. I'm not going to stick them on. I'm just going to, well, no, I might have to move this one because it's not straight. So we'll reheat it again. And we'll peel that up and make that straight as we can. I don't know about you, but I work in an odd way. I work sideways, horizontally rather than vertically, even though my finished part is going to be vertical. Now, I'm not worried this isn't meeting here because I know this panel is too big for my card base, because I want to put a colour behind it. So let's work with this one. Now, what colour should we put this on? Shall we use pink, orange or purple? Petunia, pretty or peach pie? Oh, come on, you decide. You let me know what is the colour you think it should go on. Let's grab a piece out so you can see what they're going to look like. We have Petunia Pop. Looks good so far. Thank you, Andrea. And then, oh, when I can get the piece out of the packet, we have Pretty in Pink. And the final choice is Andrea said petunia pop, so we're going petunia pop. Okay, well, let's start by making a card base. Oh. I like my cards this way, 8 folds, 10 folds, top folding, I don't know quite, different people call them different things. I call them 10 folds, but there we go, just a standard card base, no fuss and bother on that. I'm going to move that stamp because it's getting in my way, and bring my, I've got my card base, now I'm going to trim this piece down. So we're going to cut off, let's start by cutting off a little bit there, and we're going to measure it this way at 13.9 centimetres. Just trim that off of there, a little bit over there, and then we're going to take a little bit off of that side, and a little bit off of this side as well, because I want that to be 9.5, but I don't want a bit of white on there too, so we're going to go there, and let's see if we can make this 9.5. No, don't make it that size. There we go. So there we have fairy edges. If you've got a fairy edge, you know my old trick. Grab a nail file and just gently swipe it across. And it'll get rid of all your fairy friends on there. Okay. So there we have our first card. I'm going to bring in some... I'm going to use some wet glue. I like wet glue. And I'm just going to lay this flat onto this card. And there she is. These are going to be very simple cards, but I hope very pretty, because the colours make it very pretty. Okay, we'll sort sentiments out in a minute. Let's clear this mess up a little bit first. Let's grab a scrap or something I might have over here. Ooh, about a circle. I quite like that. I think we'll have a sentiment in that circle. So let's find a sentiment first. I have a couple of sentiment sets, but I quite like, this is the set we're going to use in a minute. What's this thank you look like? Would it fit in that circle? Will it fit in there? Oh, it does. Look at that. How perfect is that? So let's stamp our sentiment. We'll use petunia pop and lining up our block on the grid so I can line up my letters. Grab my petunia pop. Tap, tap, tap. And because it's a circle, I can't get it in the wrong place. There, I like that, but I do need to close that up. Grab a baby wipe so I can wipe this stamp clean before I go any further, because otherwise I'll end up with ink everywhere. Okay, so this needs a little bit of something behind it, I think. What are we going to put behind it? I know I want to use some sparkly bits. Let's find some sparkles first, shall we? There's the sparkles. Come on, sparkles. I thought I had you out ready, but obviously not. Oh, I'm rubbish today. Oh, there they are. Shimmer gems. I think those are case for using those. Maybe we should use some of these over here and up here, and go the other end for a small one, because because we do like to work in threes. There. I like the orange with the purpley pinks, but I do fancy a bit of ribbon as well, so please bear with. I didn't think about getting ribbon out because I wasn't going to use it, and now I am. So let's bring out the ribbon. If you were here last week, I shared the ribbon with you all. I think I'm going to use a bit of orange. Let's have a look and see what it looks like. Might not work, but it might look nice. Just going to put a little swoosh behind. It started very easily. Oh, do we like that, or should we have a bit of pink or petunia pop? What colour do you reckon, guys? First one that says I'll use that colour. Oh, someone's cutting their grass outside of my house. It's going to smell really nice soon. There's the petunia pop. And last choice, pretty in pink. Let's just see if I can... Oh, no. There it goes. Sorry, the grass is being cut and it smells divine and I've got him caught up. The only problem is I suffer from hay fever, so I'll be sneezing and coughing and spluttering shortly. Sorry. Let's get rid of those colours. Let's try pink. Actually, I can't decide at all. So if somebody could tell me what colour they think I should use, I will use that colour, please. No, I'm not keen on the pink. You might be. Orange or purple? Orange. Go with that. My first choice, my first gut choice is very often that is the right one, isn't it? So let's just snip that off of there, trim that edge off. Oh, orange. See, you all know me so well. You know I like orange. I think these colours just look so great together. Actually, let's see if we can make the faux bow. Will a faux bow work, or shall we just have a swoosh? Just a swoosh. I'm going to just grab some tape, tear and tape, put my tear and tape on the back of my circle, pull that off, and there's my little swoopy swoop, and go for that. The circle this is cut from is the Decal Circle dies. Nice thing about using the tape is you have a bit of wiggle room with the ribbon because you're only sticking it on a small area, so you can make it lay down flat the way you want it to work. There we go. Now we need some 3D foam, so I'm using the edges of my pack at the moment. And I'm just going to snip it up into smaller pieces, and across they go. 3, that'll do. There we are. So there's our first card. Using the blending brushes and blending techniques and masking paper. I think that's very pretty. Okay, so there's card 1. Let's have a look at piece 2. Now these have got very narrow parts to them, haven't they? And I think I know exactly what I want to put on there. Oh, where's it gone? I want to use this stamp set. It's called Sweetly Scripted, and I think it's really lovely. It's got these long swoopy words. So what shall we use? Congratulations, 1 in a million, happy anniversary. Should we stick with happy birthday? Keep it simple. Okay. So I'm got out my big block. Let's put that straight on there because we do want this sentiment to be straight. We're going to not look at the wiggly lines, we're going to look at the letters. Hopefully they're going to be good. Now, I need to put this on a card base. Actually, I'm going to use the petunia pot, but I'm going to cover the front of the card, I think. Shall I make that the whole of the card front? Or should I cut it down and have a border? Decisions, because I could use orange this time. Let's have a quick look at the peach pie. And while we're here, we might as well have a look at the pink. Oh, the pink's quite nice. Let's use pink, come on. You like a border, thank you, Ali. Let's make a card base. We're going to use Pretty in Pink. Again, my panel. My go-to card base is always tenfold. Doesn't matter, you make your card how you want it to be. And then I'm going to put that in and score that at 14.85. Card base. Now I need to trim. I think that's too close. I made a mistake there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn that piece and I'm going to cut it at 9.5, which cuts that piece off. But I'm not going to throw it away because I'm actually going to stick it back on there. But I need to trim that piece off before I get to that. So what I need to do now is just cut this down. I'm going to cut that down. So that panel is now 9.5 by 13.9 centimetres. And I'm just going to take this strip and I'm going to trim off the white edge. And then I'm going to take some glue and run a bead of glue through there. That's a lot of glue, we don't want that much, so let's spread this out a bit. I was a little generous with the glue there. Now we just need to make sure we've got this in the right place. So we're going to pop it there. That'll do. And then I just trim that piece off. Just let that dry for a second. Get some scissors. Snip that piece off. It's got glue on it, so we just put it to one side quickly in the bin. Yeah, getting gluey everywhere. Okay, so there's my card base. There's my panel. And I'm going to go that way round because I'm going to stamp my sentiment in between there. So let's take it off of there. Ink her up, and I'm going to use Petunia Pop again. I like a darker ink for sentiments. Nice and inky. Get that out the way. Make sure you get it up the right way, Cary. Line it up. Some hope of going straight. And we're going to go Slap, bang. Oh no, there, go for it. Go where you wanted to go in the first place, Cary.
Nothing.
As I've just been told, stop faffing. Oh, and I got it up the wrong way round, so it's now going that way round. Oh, Lynn, you must be cracking up at me. So, that's that. And we're going to pop this up on here, and we're going to go flat again. So we just put some glue around the outside, so it's a stick. Place it in the middle of ours, give it that nice border, and a few gems, I think. What colour gems? I think it's got to be pink. And then we're going to go over here. We're going to get some small ones, and down there. I think we'll go for a few extra this time, when I can get them to work. We'll have 5, shall we? Just because we can. So there we have 2 cards, 1 technique. And very simple, colourful, pretty cards. I hope you like them. I do have another blending option for you, but it's going to be super quick. So all we're going to do is we're going to take our white panel, which I seem to have, no, there they are. I'm going to take my white panel, and I'm going to, whoop, put those on the other side. I'm going to change out my colours. I don't want the pinks and the oranges. I'm going to use the blues, the blue and the green. Let's grab another brush. I need another pack. Where's the pack? Put 2 more out of there. And we're going to go with, start with Summer Splash. So we're just going to keep that up. Oh, so cool. And we're just going to go round in circles, gently adding the colour. And we're going to make 3 splodges, because we like 3s. Odd numbers work for me. And then we'll pick up a bit more ink. And we're going to move around here, get rid of that fluffy, just there. Okay, we will be coming back to that in a moment, so let's get the green out first. So clean that off of there. Shy Shamrock this time. So pretty. And we're just going to blend that over there. Pick up a bit more colour, take that round there. So this does not have to be the tidiest piece of work you've ever done. It doesn't have to be perfect. We are going to be cutting this up. So you're going to create this beautiful blended background, and then you're going to cut it up. I know it's harsh, but I promise it will work out in the end. So the green is really strong. The Shy Shamrock is very dominant there, isn't it? So we're not going to add any more to that. We're going to close that up. We love them both. Thank you very much. Now I'm just going to clean that off, because I don't want that green to go on my Summer Splash. I'm going to grab some more Summer Splash and get that in there. There. Blend those colours together. I like the way these blend together, actually. They have a nice vibe going on. It's quite subtle. I don't know if you can actually see it on the screen as well as I can in real life. So, keep going. And when you think you've done enough, stop. But do remember to stop, because it is very easy to get carried away with this, and just keep going. So I'm just adding one last little bit there. And there we have it. So we're going to get our spritzer out again and a clean piece of kitchen roll because we don't want to get the pinks and blues up, pinks and purples on there. And spritz. Spritzing, I love spritzing because it manages to blend out bits. If you think you've done something wrong or it's not quite perfect the way you want it to be, spritzing it helps to bring it together, in my opinion. So I'm just going to wipe the table because it's got a bit wet. Can you see that? It's so pretty. Just going to dab this so that that's dried off there. Now this is very inky and ideally I would leave it a couple of minutes to dry off, but I don't have a couple of minutes, so I'm not going to. What I am going to do though is grab a piece of Summer Splash cardstock when it decides it wants to come out the packet and go for a card base. And I should have had all these card bases made before, but I wasn't quite sure where today's live was going to go. I was doing it on a wing and a prayer. So there we go. Card base. Now I'm going to take that piece of white and I'm going to trim it so it is 10 by 14.4, so it's half a centimetre smaller all the way around. So that's what we're going to end up with there. We're then going to take our panel. See how pretty is that? Gorgeous. And we're going to chop it up. So, should we go portrait or landscape? We've done a landscape and a portrait, so we can do either. So I'm going to turn it over so I can't see what I'm looking at, because sometimes that's for the best. And I'm going to go 9.5. And I'm going to cut these into, if I got 9.5, how many down have I got? 3, 6, 9, 12. No, 3, 6, 9, 12, 2.5, 5. Let's go 2.5. I'm just going to cut them into strips. 2.5 centimetres wide, so 1 inch wide if you're in old money. Trying to keep them in the order that they came off. Probably won't make a blind bit of difference on the finished product, but it might. And we're not going to play silly games of creating jigsaws for ourselves. One more. 2.5. So that piece is excess. That piece is going to go at the end. So let's put them on here. So we're going to go 2.5 there, there, and there. I think it goes around that way. So that now fits. Now look at all these raggedy edges. Do you know what? I quite like the raggedy edges. So now we could lay them on there all neat and tidy and then straight and everything else. But I think that's a bit boring for me, so I think I'd quite like to kind of be a little bit more random and kind of create something more like that. We like that. I don't like that edge up there. I'm going to turn that round so I've got a fluffy edge. because I'm liking the fluffies. So there, that'll do. So I'm going to take my glue, and I've got a piece of sticky post-it note on a roll. And all I'm going to do is put that there so that I can hold those together, and then I'm just going to put glue like that, and then take my panel and put it on there. That's it. Bit of welly behind that. Stick it down. Pull the tape off. There we go. I like that. What do you think? These colours are just gorgeous. I love them. They're fabulous. So I'm just going to stick my card base pattern background onto my card base. Do I want that bit up the top? Yes, I do. I prefer that way up. There we go. Get my fluffies. And then let's just find a sentiment. Oh. I'm just looking through these things. I was going to use that. Oh, let's have a look at this one. This is a new set that's coming out. Let's have a look at this. What are we going to use? This set has outlines and infills, so we could stamp the words on there. Oh, I like that idea. Celebrate. Let's go for celebrate. It's a nice long one. We will need our trusty purple pad and another block. Oh, I can find it. There it is. So put that down, let it rest. Put the block on top, pick it up, and grab the purple pad. That. In fact, I thought about this. I should have done it before, but I didn't know what I was doing. There. Celebrate. Now, what colour am I going to stamp that in on there? Should I go black? It's just the outline. Yeah, let's give it a go. It might work, it might not. This is all play at the moment. So let's just tap, 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 get some nice ink on there. Hope it's gone on. That looks a bit dry. Let's try on a scrap first. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's fine. Let's ink her up again. Lots of ink. Make sure we get it round the right way. So we're going to put our sentiment slap bang in the middle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Celebrate. Now I'm kind of thinking I'd quite like to go celebrate on the others, but I'm not going to. What I am going to do is grab my stamping blends in the dark Summer Splash, and let's have that back over there. Do we think that would work on there? Yeah, let's just try and highlight that as sentiment. I could. I don't want to do it now because I'm frightened of making it wrong. No, I'm not. There's something pulling me back, so I'm not going to do anything like that. I'm just going to get the infill Celebrate word and switch it over for the outline. Same again, let it rest, pick it up, put it back down, so it's, that junction there is very weak, so be careful if you're doing these. That does not want to stay straight. I'm going to pop it on here. I'm going to place that on top. Black. No, I don't know what colour to use. Summer Splash. No, I'm going black. It's going to be bold. So the purpose for this was to actually say, when you make your backgrounds, don't panic if they don't turn out quite the way you want them to. There is always the opportunity to cut them up and make them into a background. So this is going to be a bit tricky because I'm trying to do it through the camera. Oh no, I don't like the look of this. No, I'm not doing that. Not on camera anyway. I'm a coward. I'll fix this one later. You'll have to look at the post and see what I come up with. Because the microwave's just gone ping, the oven timer's gone ding, and that means dinner's ready. So thank you for joining me. Don't forget what I said at the beginning. Keep your eyes out, please, for the In Colour Club and the amazing offer that's coming up from Stamping Up for Joining. There you have it. 3 simple cards using blending with the new in colours and masking paper for these 2. That's all. Take care. Look after yourselves. Thank you, Lynn. That's very kind. See you later. Bye.